Alright, looks like we are good. Just want to listen in and see if the sound quality is good. So just waiting for this to catch up. Okay, now it's starting here. Um, okay, good. Alright, just wanted to make sure, because I don't have an editor for these streams, so I can't really, can't do that. So, hello to the one person who's here. That's probably me. I don't know, but hey, how you doing? How are you guys doing? Whoever is joining us right now. One Mikey 19 says, "Hey Josh, what's up? Doing well. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well." Let me explain Monday, because I was supposed to stream on Monday, or well, not supposed to stream. I was planning on streaming on Monday. And the reason why that ended up not happening was literally because like things just weren't. So much stuff was going on, honestly. Like my mom wanted me for a couple of things. Like she wanted me to know what I wanted from a grocery store, and then she wanted me to help put some stuff up and this and that, and originally she was supposed to be at like a meeting, but that was canceled. So I was originally just gonna wait for her to come back. So, uh, you know, because she knew that I was gonna end up streaming, but she ended up staying downstairs watching the news with me as well. And so I saw the time, and I was like, nah, you know what? I don't think it's gonna happen. Like yeah, and not only that, but I kept pushing the time back and back and back, and then I've had like several people waiting for me for the stream to start, and then they kind of all just left, and I was like, yeah, that's just not, it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. So that's my explanation for Monday. So you're probably wondering, hold on. So you're probably wondering, what am I going to be talking about in this stream? Or at the very least, if you saw what I had for the stream the last time, you're probably wondering, am I still going to be talking about the whole My Little Pony new series and the Brony fandom stuff? Yes, I'm still going to be talking about that. The reason why I am having this, like the stream looking pretty vague, why it's only saying RJ1 stream and only has like a darkish picture of, on the thumbnail. It's because, as you guys are probably aware, this whole situation with Kappa is going on YouTube, and there's like, it hasn't been enacted yet, but they're going to be voting on it, I think, sometime next month or something like that. So because of that, there's this whole thing where if it's safe for kids, yada yada, if it's not safe for kids, and if you mark your videos and your channel is not safe for kids, but they take a look at certain videos on your channel, you can end up getting fined if it's marked not for kids. Like a lot of the videos I have with thumbnails and titles, could totally be marked down for kids. Even if I curse in them or whatever, doesn't matter. Apparently, they can take a look at your thumbnail. If it has bright colors, it has like an animated type character, like my bunny avatar, which is also in my YouTube avatar as well. That can end up being seen as for kids. Me having SpongeBob or any of these other animated characters in the thumbnail, they could not even watch the video, just look at the thumbnail and say, yeah, that's for kids. Okay, he dinged it as not for kids. Let's fine him. And it's like, yeah, $42,000. Screw you. I don't have that money. You're not gonna get it from me. So, yeah, it's So, since we're talking about that, actually, you're probably gonna be wondering exactly what the. Hold on, the Real Talk podcast, man. It's been a long time since you've been on my streams, bro. How you doing? We haven't hung out in a while. Certain things been going on where it's like, it's crazy. My life's kind of been crazy, so just letting you know. But your question, hold on, a couple of things. The Funko Frog, you said YouTube wanted to be a successful business by trying to ruin their own business. Well, I mean, yeah, because like they've been collecting freaking data from from I guess younger users on you. Which the crazy part about this is that like, aren't you still supposed to only be like, aren't you supposed to be like 13 to have a goddamn YouTube account? I think. At least that's what I thought. But I mean, yeah, I get it. There's people that can literally like game the system, I guess, and like literally lie about their age. You know, that's what I did when I was younger. So like, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, we got these kid videos, and obviously there's kids that are watching stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. But like, aren't you supposed to have supposed to be 18 to to do something to, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, yeah, it's weird because like they've been collecting data from these kids, I guess, for personal ads and whatnot, and because of that, YouTube broke the law, and so now because YouTube broke the law and had to pay a huge fine, now we're the ones that are having to get shit for it, which is honestly ridiculous. Like it's insane. I don't get it, and it's like whatever. So on this topic, you're probably actually hold on, because let me get to some of the comments quick. So the Real Talk Podcast says, "You watching Frozen 2, my guy?" No, I am not. I'm not gonna. I mean, here's why I'm not watching the movie, because like I just don't care. I don't care. Like it's been all over the news. Disney has been like spreading the shit out of Frozen 2. It's like I'm irritated. I mean, okay, I'm not irritated, but like I'm annoyed. That's what it is. Like with since Disney has been, and the Real Talk Podcast, you and I have been talking about this when we hung out with each other. You know that Disney has been milking the shit out of Frozen for like the longest time, ever since the first movie came out, and they're still milking it today. Like, I mean, and especially with Frozen 2, with people talking about how it's going to be a whole lot better than the second movie, and I mean, it's a whole lot better than the second a whole lot better than the first movie, and talking about all that kind of stuff. And I know that this is going to be like a huge success when it comes out tomorrow. It's gonna be like a huge fandemonium happening, and like I'm not ready for it. Like, I'm already hearing the song Into the Unknown, the new song by Elsa. I'm already hearing that over and over and over again, and I'm like, this is just gonna be like Let It Go, and I'm not ready for it. So I mean, I'm sure the movie's good. Don't get me wrong. I like Frozen. I like the movie. It's just that because it's been honestly milked to death by Disney, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And it's weird that I'm saying this, considering the fact that next month, when Frozen actually comes to the musical, by the way, when the Frozen musical comes to Los Angeles, which is, I think it comes next week. Maybe. Yeah, I think it comes next week. I don't know when my tickets are, because I'm a season pass holder at the Pantages Theater, so I'm going to be going to see that show with some pretty damn good seats. But, like, even though I'm going to see that musical, I'm still a little annoyed with Frozen, don't get me wrong. So, again, it is kind of conflicting when it comes to me. Like, I like Frozen, but at the same time, I'm annoyed with it because of, so I've been repeating myself over and over again, but that's the gist of it. And Real Talk Podcast says, let's do some shit. Yes, definitely. We have to definitely try to work it out. I mean, this is if you're still here watching my stream. I don't know. But either way, we definitely, I have to, what am I trying to say? We definitely have to try to work something out, especially around your schedule, because I know you're working mainly a full-time job, and so like, we definitely have to try to work something out. But I still I think I still have, like, what is it, a 1 day free bring a friend to Knott's Berry Farm. I have a season pass to Knott's Berry Farm, and so I could definitely probably try to hook you up with that. I still have to figure out how to do that because I've never done it before, but they do offer that, so we could try to work something out. We do have to hang out, because it's been too long. Okay. Oh yeah. So Northwestern Railway 66. How are you doing? Glad you've joined. You've been doing pretty good, man, for the past few streams, honestly, making it on time. Because, like, a lot of times you would be late. I mean, that would partially be my fault because I never tell you about it. But you know what I mean. So yeah. But your comment is, then what's the point of YouTube Kids? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, it's this whole thing with Kappa and crap is just weird. And one Mikey19 says, exactly, Josh, you have to be 18 to make an account. Getting a fine with $42,000 makes no sense. Thank you. And that's not a one-time thing. They can ding you up to $42,000 for each video. And that's ridiculous. Like, that is hellishly ridiculous. So, because of that whole situation there, that is definitely making me think about what the future of this channel is going to be. Because if I were to decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to stop cursing, I'm going to start making some crude jokes, yada, 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 as much as I don't really do that much anyway. I do kind of try to make it a bit family friendly, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, I don't, you know, but like, if I were to decide to just straight up say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just try to be completely family friendly. Like, I'll still talk about cartoons, but I won't curse, I won't do this, I won't do that. If I were to do that and say, mark my channel as for kids, right? Nobody would be able to view, you would be able to still view my videos, but you won't be able to search for them. It won't come up in recommended. Most likely, I'm sure it will somewhat get monetized, even though I don't even make money of this, off any of my videos, because I barely get any views. But when I see that, like, if you mark it for, as say for kids, 90% of your revenue is gone. 90%. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's no win-win in this situation. Like, you make family-friendly content, you're screwed. Nobody's going to be able to find your channel anymore. I mean, I think you can still find someone's channel. I don't think they're stopping you from being able to search someone's channel. But if you want to try to search for their video, you can't do that anymore. The only way you can literally do that is, I think, by going onto their channel and being able to, you know, find the video, I think. But you can't type in their title in the search bar and being able to find it. I don't think you will be able to do that, which sucks. And it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like the same situation where, like, I think a while ago there was this whole thing where, like, YouTube was Christ, my throat just gets very dry when I do these streams. Which is crazy considering, like, I do a show where I have to project throughout the entire show. I talked about this before, but I do, like, these shows where I'm at preschools. I mean, not preschools, elementary school. I would not do a show for preschoolers. That would just be ridiculous. Doing shows for kindergartners is bad enough. But, you know, I do, like, these educational shows every now and then for, like, certain schools around the LA County. And because we don't have any mics, we have to project and, you know, speak loud like this so we can try to get the kids' attention so they can stop talking. And, like, my voice doesn't get tired there, nor does it get dry. But then when I do these streams, for some reason, kind of feels like it gets dry. It's so weird. But yeah, there was this whole situation. I think it was last year. It wasn't this year. I think it was last year. Where, like, YouTube was, like, concerned with this whole situation where it was, like, these kids were making videos and you had, like, these weird-ass, creepy pedophiles that were making these very, very creepy comments. And what YouTube decided to do was just take down all the comments on these videos, which doesn't make sense to me. I think the easier thing to do is literally just, like, look through the comment, or maybe not even look through the comments. Like, I think what YouTube should have done was, because you know how, like, if you're a YouTuber, because I kind of have certain things set up when it comes to, like, comments on, like, the live streams and on my channel in general. If you, like, say a certain kind of word, like maybe a couple of curse words or a racial slur or anything like that, it will go straight into not spam, but I guess you could call it spam because like I have to really kind of like virtually look through some of those comments and see if those are okay. Be like, yeah, it can publish, that can be published. It's not spam, blah 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 blah. You know, I think that's what YouTube should have done instead of just saying, hey, we're gonna take away all the comments. You know, because taking away comments, not being able to have any engagement in the comment section does kind of do some damage to, you know, how your video does on YouTube. So that's kind of end up being the situation with Kappa, except not just comments, but you got, you know, you can't search for the videos anymore. You can't, you know, the videos aren't recommended. They're not on those video lists anymore, which is like freaking ridiculous. It's like, man, I don't even know what else to say, but it's just, this whole situation is crazy. So if I were to do that, my channel would probably be done anyway, because even if I were to try to make some different videos and all that stuff, and I could still upload, still yada yada yada, the fact of the matter is that I wouldn't be able to grow anymore. And so like that just wouldn't be good. Now, I go ahead and decide to try to do like more, you know, continue doing the kind of videos that I do. Even me marking them as not safe for work. I mean, not safe for work. Woo! Definitely not doing those kinds of videos. But, shit. Not safe for work. God. No, you would not catch me doing that shit. Anyway. But, doing videos that are not safe for kids, right? Which technically most of my videos kind of aren't safe for kids. Or not safe for kids, but not made for kids. Like, I don't specifically make any of my videos so, oh, I want my some kids to watch it. Like, no, I know my demographic, which is probably mostly guys that are around my age, I think. Probably a little younger or something, but, you know, I know what my demographic is most likely, even though I don't know how old everybody who watches my channel are. But I know it's most likely probably people that are around my age, maybe. Probably a couple of people that are still in high school. I don't know. But, you know, like that's the thing. You know, if I were to continue just making videos regularly and then they still deem a video as safe for kids, then I get fined. And that's, you know. So we still do have time to be able to contact the FTC to try to tell them that what they're doing is just going to ruin everything. It's not the right move. You know, all that stuff. And like, it's you have until like December 9th to voice your opinions to them, and hopefully something good comes out of this. Hopefully they don't just say, we're gonna have you guys list your concerns and yada yada yada. We'll listen, and then nothing ends up happening, and then all of this still passes. But if this were to pass, I would most likely probably end up privating like a majority of my videos. Like, I think most of my videos, and it would probably happen to a lot of other people, it would just all kind of just go away. Because changing thumbnails is not even an option. Like, it's not. Because, like, you have, like, I don't know how many videos I have on my channel currently. I know it's probably over 100. I don't know how many videos I have on my channel. Shoot, I got 278. Christ, didn't even realize that. I mean, I've definitely made more than that, because I've deleted a lot of videos before and kind of privated a lot of videos as well. But, you know, trying to go through all of those 278 videos, and changing the thumbnail and like probably changing the titles and stuff, that's not even an option, because that's just way too much. And it's way too much to ask any YouTuber to look through their stuff and say, yeah, let me change this and yada yada yada. Because again, there's no good options. You know, like, there's literally no good options. Mark your video not safe for work, or mark the entire channel as not safe for work. But the FTC will take a look and say, no, I think this is for, I mean, not safe for, well, God, I keep saying that. Not safe for kids, or not made for kids. Like, Jesus. But, like, if, you know, the FTC were to take a look at your video and say, yes, this was made for kids. Yes, this is for kids. This is for kids because it has an animated character in it, or because of the colorful light, bright colors and all that stuff, and certain words like bruh, I think, even though I don't think I have any of that in my titles, but like certain words and slang, I guess, that would attract kids. You know, the whole thing is ridiculous. I don't know what else I really need to say, but the whole freaking thing is ridiculous. It's like there's honestly, it's a lose-lose situation, and if this thing does pass and YouTube definitely enforces everything because of the FTC and the whole COPPA Act and stuff, YouTube will die. It probably will most likely die. And you know, I would most likely, and this is talking about the future, what would happen to the channel. Most likely, I would probably just, again, delete or private most of my videos. Probably keep the ones that I think would be safe to keep up, maybe. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not even sure if, like, the Reddit videos are safe. They could be. I have no idea. Which, speaking of, I'm still going to be doing those, by the way. Like, I'm not, those aren't, I mean, that was the last video I technically made, if anything else. And again, I've talked about this in my last stream, but just in case some of you guys are here who weren't in my last live stream, just want to let you know that the reason why I've been doing more of these live streams and haven't been coming out with a lot of videos is because my editor, Alex, he went through a certain surgery that I can't really talk about because it's personal. So, you know, that's all I can say. But I mean, he's doing good. He's fine. He's on his way to recovery. It's, I think he's gonna be in full recovery, next week or something, hopefully, or in 2 weeks or something like that. So that's that kind of situation. So, you know, even though he is mobile, he's still not really able to do a lot of things right now. You know, he has to walk slow and he has to do this. That's the only thing, that's only details I can really tell. Because I don't want to embarrass him or whatnot. You know what I mean? But, and hopefully that didn't embarrass him either when I just said, I don't want to, you know what I mean? But, because of that, he's not able to, and not only that, but he's not at his house, I guess. He's not home. He's staying with his, I probably shouldn't really be talking about this, because that's his story. That's his personal life story. So I don't know if that's something I should really be mentioning, like, oh, he's got this place and he's living here, and, you know, I don't know. But either way, my point is, he doesn't have his computer. He doesn't have his computer where he's able to edit video. So, because of that, he's not able to edit, and because my computer is so slow, and, not all of it's slow, but the video, editing software is so slow, I can't really edit my videos either, so... because of that, that's kind of why I'm doing these streams, to still be able to give you guys something, at least something to watch or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks because, like, I do want to make some videos, but, you know, I am a little restricted, but it is what it is, you know, still trying to make it work and everything and all that, so it's not bad, so, I don't know if I'm gonna have a live stream next week. I might try to have a live stream next week, especially before Thanksgiving. I don't know, like that does depend. That really does depend. But I'm not 100% sure when it comes down to it. Okay. Anyway, so let's get to some comments here. Okay, they got. Where was I? Let's see here. Waluigi and Bowser Jr. says hello. Jacob York and Emo Inuyasha says hello. Hello, guys. Glad you guys were able to join. Emo Inuyasha says, speaking of preschool shows, I've seen almost every episode of the new Blue's Clues, and it's close to fine, I guess. I've only seen, like, one episode. I think... one or two. Might have seen, or I think I've seen 1.5 episodes, I think. I don't know. I think Josh is doing a pretty good job. It's kind of ironic, you know, because, like, because I wanted to audition for that role, but I couldn't because, like, the time slots have all been taken. It was like, well, I can't be the host. I was literally gonna try to audition for it. That would have been kind of cool, but yeah, that wasn't able to happen. So it would have been interesting if I was picked and it would have been like, hey, it's Josh either way. So, but I kind of find it a little ironic or kind of funny that the host name is Josh and all that. But either way, did see a couple of episodes. I think he's doing a pretty good job as host. And mind you, if he's still kind of getting into the role, so he's not gonna be 100% perfect right away. Like he's still, because I'm sure Steve wasn't 100% perfect right away when he first started. Like I've seen a couple of like episodes where they first started out, and Steve definitely kind of had like a different personality to like later episodes and later seasons. So I'm sure that's most likely what's going to end up happening for the Blue's Clues, especially since it's already been renewed for a second season, which doesn't shock me at all, to be honest. I it's very nostalgic for me, 100%, because I remember when I was a kid, I was in love with the show Blue's Clues. Like I would always like to dress up as Steve. I would always have well, not always, but I would definitely kind of have like those khaki pants and the green striped shirt, and I would have like the inflatable thinking chair. I would also have, I think I still have it upstairs, the handy dandy notebook. I think I still have it upstairs, to be honest. Like I was in love with that show, and of course, a couple of times during Halloween, I think this was when I was 4 or 5 years old. I don't remember. I would dress up as Blue, and of course, because I dress up as Blue, I get most of the candy. So, it was definitely big back then, and it still seems like it's big now, which is awesome. And funny story, I remember when I was in the first grade, for some reason. And this is stuff that you do when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you're bored, you're in school, you're like, oh, I want to have fun, blah, blah, blah. I remember I would pretend, because like in first grade, they would have like maps and like on the walls, and had like some pictures of like, say, certain they would have pictures of like certain landmarks in like, say, Paris, Egypt, and all those places. And I remember when I was a kid, I only did this once, like one day. I didn't do this every day, but just one day, for some reason, I just decided to pretend to blue skidoo to these places. Oh God, like that's the dumb shit that you do when you're a kid. But it's, oh man, like just thinking about it, it's just so funny. But yeah, but watching the show now, or watching as much as I've seen so far, it's very nostalgic, because like the art style is practically the same. I mean, you see the characters that you saw in your childhood come back to life now, and it's like, it's freaking insane. It's like, wow. Like yeah, it's crazy. Like it's definitely very nostalgic for me, like to be able to see like your childhood back on the TV screen again, and seemingly still being as big as it was before. It's great. It's great. So I think so far it's doing a pretty good job. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be like a vivid watcher of the show, because I don't want my mom to see me watching it. Trust me. I don't want mom knowing that I watch a couple of those shows, even though I'm barely watching it. But that's just, that's what it is. But yeah, so far I'm definitely enjoying it. So it's awesome. Dan Stein, how you doing? He says, have you seen Has Been Hotel? No, I haven't. Been seeing a lot of people talking about it, and I've seen people trying to bring up some controversies with the creator, which is honestly just like petty. Like it's incredibly petty. It's like, it's insane, But actually, hold on just a quick second. Let me turn off. There we go. Okay, because I don't want the phone to be, vibrating when it gets a notification, because it just had that weird zzz effect on the screen. But yeah, I might check out Has Been Hotel. I'm not sure. Looks cool, but you know, I might check it out. It's possible. Fly Sid says off topic, but have you watched the new SpongeBob movie trailer? Yes, I have. I've seen the new movie trailer, and I was definitely confused at first because I thought that the original movie, because they kind of were going with this idea for a while. I thought like the original was the original movie was called SpongeBob. I think like a Life of Sponge, or what was it called? Like I'm trying to remember. SpongeBob Life third movie. I forgot what it was called. Like because it was I think it was originally, even though in the third movie, like I still see that they are going to Camp Coral. So you're still gonna see him in camp in Young, and he meets Gary there for the first time. So that's still a part of it. But I thought that was gonna be like the whole third movie where we see. Oh, there, somebody just said it. The original title was called "It's a Wonderful Sponge." Yeah, yeah. So that was the original title. So when I saw it, I guess changed to Sponge on the Run, I was like, that's not the right title. I was like, wait a minute. And so I see the trailer, and it's like completely different plot, which yeah, it's based on an episode. Well, I don't want to say it's based off of an episode we've already seen, but at the same time, it kind of is, because like it's based, you know, like Gary is missing again. I don't know if he runs away or if he's captured, and now SpongeBob is going on this huge quest to try to find him. Keanu Reeves is in this movie, which is weird. I mean, it's like, what? It's crazy. He's like, that's just weird. It's random, but it was funny. But it is also funny that this is the third movie and they go to the surface again. It's like it's not even special anymore, you know. But they've gone to the surface in the first movie. They've gone to the surface in the second movie, and they're going back to the circus to the surface for the third movie. It's crazy. Yeah, so and the funny part the thing that I found extremely funny was apparently SpongeBob gambles in this movie. He plays was it poker? I don't know which game. I don't know what it's called, but you know, like you spin this huge I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's poker. It could have been. I don't know. I don't know the name of the game. Some of you guys probably do. I don't. I can't think of it right now. But it's just funny watching him somewhat gamble. I'm like, this is a kid. I'm like, wait, SpongeBob gambling? How does he know how to gamble? You know, it's like, what? It's crazy. But it's hilarious though. So I'm not. You know, it's nuts. It's definitely insane. But yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting when the third movie comes out. Also, speaking of SpongeBob, I know I've talked about this so many freaking times, the musical. Well, Nickelodeon 2 days ago, which honestly I was anticipating for them to announce it sometime this week, that they are airing the SpongeBob musical live. Well, actually, no, just called Live on Stage. They're airing the SpongeBob musical live on stage on December 7th at 7 o'clock. So that's exciting. Now, don't be alarmed. Well, don't be alarmed. What am I talking about? Don't be fooled, even though I don't think they're trying to fool you, because it does say SpongeBob musical live on stage, but at the same time they didn't necessarily say this was live, you know. So it's already been recorded. The show has already been recorded. So everything that you're seeing in the trailers, because they've been, you know, sharing a lot. They've been posting the trailers a lot. Like almost every time, you know, SpongeBob airs, you're most likely guaranteed to see a trailer for the SpongeBob musical live on stage. That's footage from the actual production, not from the Broadway production, but the production that they recently filmed. They filmed this actually 2 weeks ago, only 2 weeks ago. So a month after so they started not performances. They started recording, filming the show December 7th. I mean, November 7th, and they're airing it December 7th. So literally a month after they filmed this, they're airing it on television. Um, and it is a live audience, so so that's a cool thing. So I think if you guys are curious about it, definitely check it out, because I have to highly recommend you guys check it out, though, because like it may look weird at first. Don't get me wrong. It may look a little weird for a lot of people. It doesn't look weird to me because I'm used to theater adaptations and how certain characters look. But definitely, if you can and if you want to, 100% check it out. Though some of you guys might want to end up trying to watch the Steven Universe future season premiere, whatever, I guess, on December 7th, which is airing on Cartoon Network. And it's funny on Twitter, I see people like, oh man, Steven Universe is airing on December 7th, but you have the SpongeBob musical airing on December 7th. What do I choose? And it's funny. So I guess there's people that are excited for it, which is cool. I really hope it does well. It should, because they definitely deserve it. Which, was there anything else I really wanted to mention when it came to that? I don't think so. I think I'm good. But yeah, so like the show, it's definitely like, again, I do highly recommend you guys try to check it out when it airs in 2 weeks. So, and I'm very excited for it. So, yeah. Anyway, let me go on to, I think that's all I really have to say in terms of SpongeBob stuff. Yeah. Actually, one more thing, which is actually pretty awesome, and I didn't see this coming. Should have saw it coming, but I didn't. All right. So in the SpongeBob musical, you guys may not know this. Most likely you don't because you haven't seen the show. But in the SpongeBob musical, Patchy the Pirate actually does make a appearance. He makes an appearance before the show starts, and not during intermission, but before the second act officially starts, he sings a song about pirates and, like, oh, poor pirates and everything like that. And everybody's dressed up as pirates, and they sing a song about, how bad pirates are treated or something. It's a pretty good song. It's definitely pretty good. Now, on Broadway and on the current tour, obviously they have somebody else playing the role of Patchy the Pirate. But in this production, in this television special, they actually got Tom Kenny to play Patchy the Pirate for this role, which I should have seen this coming. I mean, especially since it's going on TV. I think it would have been a huge mistake if they didn't have Tom Kenny playing Patchy the Pirate for this airing. So it makes a lot of sense. So that's definitely very exciting. I can't wait to see how he plays the role. He's probably going to do very good. It's going to be interesting because I don't think we've ever seen Tom Kenny singing as Patchy the Pirate besides that one episode. What was it? SpongeBob's House Party, where he was singing a little bit, but not much, as a gag. But I don't know how he's going to sound as Patchy the Pirate. But the thing is, I have big confidence that he probably sounds great. Because you guys may or may not know this, but Tom Kenny actually has his own band. Tom Kenny and the Seven Seas, I think it's what it's called. And I've listened to I've listened to some of their live engagements. Because they do perform somewhere, like in certain areas around California. I don't know if they travel. I don't know if they only perform in California. Which if they do, I definitely have to go to one of their gigs because I gotta see them. I gotta see them. What's the Real Talk podcast, Javon? If you're still watching this, we have to make that happen one day. Like one day. If like Tom Kenny and the Seven Seas are performing somewhere, we just have to go. I don't freaking care what festival it is. We have to just go to watch them perform. Like we got to make that work someday. But anyway though, he does sing, and I've heard a couple of his songs, and he sounds pretty good when he sings. So I think he's definitely going to sound pretty good when he plays Patchy the Pirate when he sings Poor Pirates and stuff like that. So that's going to be exciting. Anyway, continuing on with these comments here. Where was I? Oh yeah, Emo Inuyasha, back to Blue's Clues and everything, says the new 3D model, blue model, looks very good for her and for Magenta. The new host is a little too happy, but he's still fine. However, it's just remaking the old episodes, which I don't know. The new host is Steve and Jane and Joe's cousin, also named Josh, LOL, and they did make an appearance in the premiere. I think they're gonna make a couple of appearances throughout the season, probably. I mean, I don't know. Like that, at least from certain clips I've seen, it looks like Joe's definitely going to make another appearance, and Steve is probably going to make another appearance as well, I think, which is going to be cool. It's going to be interesting. And again, I still like how they have Steve being a detective, because there was like a interview that they did where there was like, oh, where is Steve Jobs after all this time? We finally get to see him in an interview, and he talked about his experience and being in Blue's Clues and why he left and everything like that, and like new projects that he's been working on, and he talks about like, hey, if Steve were to go back into the detective into the Blue's Clues series, or if they were to bring it back, what would he want his character Steve to do? Be a detective. And they actually did it, so that's awesome. I like it. I love it. So I'm glad that they did that. But excuse me. But I do agree that, with the Miyasha, with the 3D model, I was a tiny bit nervous when it came to the 3D model, mainly because of what other people were going to think of it. Like, when I first saw it, I thought, okay, yeah, she definitely looks cute. Looks pretty good. But I thought there's going to be people who are like, oh my god, this is ugly, this is blah, blah, blah. You're going to have, like, a bunch of man children, complaining about a freaking kid's show that uses 3D animation instead of 2D for Blue. They're going to be like, oh, it's hideous. My childhood's ruined and all that shit. Like, I was expecting that. Haven't seen it yet. Thank God, but... yeah, man, like that, but, it definitely does work. I knew it was going to honestly look good. It does look cute, so I do like it. But, yeah, and again, as I said before, when it comes to Josh, it will take probably some time to get used to him, just a little bit, because he does play it a certain way and yada yada, but he has made me laugh a couple of times, and honestly, I do like, because when I watch him on the Blue's Clues show, it definitely looks like he's having a lot of fun doing the show, which is good. And not only that, but not saying that you're complaining, because I'm not sure if this is a complaint when you say that. However, he's a little too happy. Again, we gotta think about this. This is a show for preschoolers, so it makes sense that the host would be overly happy and everything like that. Now, his personality might start changing just a little bit as the series goes on. Kind of the same with Steve, but you never know. Because I think Steve was also a bit overly happy when he first started, and then later on, he kind of toned it down just a little bit, but he was still very engaging, still a pretty happy character and all that kind of stuff, So, again, he's just getting into this character. It still was a new, like, when they were shooting it was still, like, a new thing. And that's another thing to also consider, because I'm an actor, I can definitely speak on this, is that it's definitely, like, when you first get into a character, like, you're practicing and everything like that, and you finally perform it, and, you perform as the character, but when you start performing these roles and these scenes and this and that, like, you perform these characters more so, like, more often, you start getting more into character. It starts to feel more real, if that makes any sense, so, I mean, I don't know, it is a little difficult to explain, I guess, but that's kind of just how it goes with acting, like, you don't always get it 100% perfect the first time around. Like, when you start off, you do good, but then when you continue going as the same character, it's sometimes your performances just get better and better and better, so that's kind of just how it works when it comes to acting a part. Waluigi and Rob Bowser Jr. says, why wouldn't you be safe if you mark your videos not friendly? No. It may seem like that, but that's not the case. Because again, if I were to mark my videos, all my videos, which I did, because this was before I knew, but because I was thinking, oh, if I mark my videos as not made for kids, then I should be fine. But then I saw a couple of videos talking about how even if you do that, if the FTC or COPPA or whatever looks at your video and deems it as safe for kids, they will fine you because you marked it as not safe for kids. So it's that kind of situation. So now, why my videos wouldn't really be wouldn't particularly be friendly? Because again, curse and you know certain things and whatnot. But like, so that again, that's still stuff that I'm honestly trying to figure out. Moha says, "What is your career?" I can say what I would like my career to be, or what kind of career I would like to have. I would like to be an actor, whether it's on TV, whether it's on in the movies, or whether it's on Broadway or something like that, or even or just on. Doesn't have to be Broadway. Like if it's like a on stage, I would like to do that kind of stuff. Because truthfully, performing in front of a live audience is honestly kind of fun. Because I do like to get reaction from people, especially because you do a show, and if there's people cheering and laughing and stuff like that, it makes you feel good as an actor because it makes you it kind of lets you know that yes, I am doing my job good as an actor. You know what I mean? So it is that kind of situation there. I would also like to, which is something I'm trying to work on. I don't fully know how to start. Trying to become a photographer. I mean, in a way, I kind of am a photographer, but I haven't taken pictures of people. Like, I haven't said, "Hey, you want some headshots? All right, let's do it." I haven't really done that with anyone yet. And I don't know how to start that. And not only that, but I am still pretty shy. It may not seem like that, trust me, but I am still somewhat of a shy person. I am still working on that, of course. Like, I've been shy for as long as I remember, even though apparently I was less shy when I was a kid, which somewhat makes sense because, you're a kid, you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff, you're not fully insecure about yourself at a very young age and all that stuff. But, you don't have all these things talking to you in your head, which, not that I have that, but you know what I mean? Like, your mind's a bit more simple when you're a kid, and you can be more open when you're a kid, even if you're a shy kid, you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, but I'm still working on that. But like, that's kind of, I haven't really asked anybody if they wanted me to take any of their photos for like a photo shoot or whatnot. So that's kind of something I still gotta try and figure out. I've seen a couple of people. There's a couple of people I'm friends with, and a couple of people that I know who are photographers who have kind of gotten that started. They started taking pictures with people and of people and all that stuff. And so I just have to try to get there. I don't really know how to do that, but that's something that I'm definitely gonna like try to figure out. And most of the pictures I tend to take are like landscapes or close-up shots of flowers and stuff. I'm gonna probably post a couple of those on my Facebook and probably a couple of those on my Instagram as well. Because I definitely do want to, showcase that art and all that. So it's that kind of situation. Kayla Wilson says, "Just joined, love your videos." Thank you. Glad you're here. But yeah, that's kind of like a lot of things that I'm kind of thinking about, when it comes to like my career wise, like what I want as an actor and what I want as a photographer and all that stuff. I'm currently working in a kitchen right now, which, I do like doing. But my main passion is definitely acting. So, and probably, I definitely want to do something with singing as well. I would love to be able to like make my own songs and stuff, but I don't know what to make songs about. I can't make lyrics for shit, and I can't make music. So that's already out of the door. I would have to find somebody to be able that has that ability to make songs, like they can make a beat, they can make lyrics, they can do this, they can do that, so but it's that kind of situation. But yeah, that's kind of my insights of careers and stuff. Oh, and I am skipping a bit forward, but since this is still kind of talking about careers, still kind of relates. Claude Claude Karinga, I guess, says, would you consider being a voice actor? Yes, I would, actually. That is something that I do want to do. In fact, I am planning on getting a new microphone for not really for Christmas, but definitely in December, because since I've been doing these plays at these elementary schools with DWP, Department of Water and Power and all that kind of stuff, they're sending out people doing like these educational shows, and you know how that goes. I get paid doing those shows each performance, so I'm expecting a pretty big paycheck at the end of this month, so I'm excited. But I am planning on getting like a new microphone. I will most likely end up getting like the a Blue Yeti microphone, because I've heard such good things about that microphone, and I've kind of kept my eye on it for a while, and so that's definitely one that I would like to get. It would be for these videos. It would also be for voice acting. If I'm able to find, like, say, certain projects I could do voice acting for. It would also be for if I decided to do cover songs or whatnot. I would end up doing that, so, like, that's kind of, I kind of just want that microphone so I can have, like, more freedom, I guess. But yeah, definitely I do want to, try my hand at voice acting. I think I could do it, just like, it definitely would be interesting, because that would also be like, if I were to land like a role in a cartoon as a voice actor, like, that would be fine. Like, that would be cool. Like, I would not mind if I was only doing voice actor work. Like, it probably wouldn't pay as much as like being on television or being on the big screen, but for me, I wouldn't care. Like, I definitely wouldn't care, just as long as I'm doing something that I love to do. I'm happy, even though I have to do something that I love to do, but I still got to make a living off of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. Anyway, continuing here is Cassandra Francisco, I think, or Francesco, says, hey, do you watch Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir? No, I do not. I've seen a couple of videos. I mean, a couple of episodes, but I'm not a, like, huge, vivid watcher of it. I think it's kind of too late for me to try to get into the series now, because they're kind of so deep into it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I haven't really gotten into it, and so yeah. I think for what I've seen, it is pretty good, but it's like, again, and I don't even know what channel it even airs on. It used to air on Nick. I do know that much, but I don't know, since they're still coming out with new episodes, if it airs on anything else. Does it air up with Disney, I think? I think it does. I don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am with that. Christian Bennett says, yeah, I've seen a few episodes of Blue's Clues, and I love the show. I'm glad you do. Amo Inuyasha says, yeah, the original Blue's Clues is my third favorite preschool show. I have a collection of 11 handy dandy notebooks. Holy crap. 11 handy dandy notebooks. God damn, that's a lot. I only have one. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, that's wow. But yeah, that's a pretty damn big fan of Blue's Clues, which, again, I was a pretty big fan when I was a kid. I would dress up as Steve almost. I remember when I used to watch The Wiggles when I was a kid, I would actually kind of dress up as which would be easy. All you would need is like a yellow freaking shirt and some black pants, and you're Greg from The Wiggles, So that's what I used to do sometimes when I was younger. So yeah. I obviously I don't there we go. I obviously don't do that anymore. Clearly, I don't really try to dress up as any characters anymore, which If I were to do that, I think the only character I would dress up is Patrick, but I would dress up as the Broadway version of Patrick because you could easily buy like those uh those purple flowered green shorts. You could easily buy those. You could easily buy the two shirts that he wears in the Broadway production, which is like a pink star tie-dye shirt and a pink flamingo Hawaiian shirt. Um, if I wanted to do that, I would, but that still costs money. But yeah, so that was kind of the stuff I used to do when I was a kid. I was a big fan, but 11 handy dandy notebooks. That's you must have been a lot. You must have been doing a lot of drawing, or maybe you've been drawing in like every episode. I guess I don't know, but that's pretty cool. I wonder if you still have them. Like that'd be interesting. Because I still have my one. The Funko Frog says, I'm going to mention that every day to you now. Mention what? I mean, I know that I'm very, very late on this comment, because you said I'm going to mention that every day to you from now on. What are you going to... I'm a little scared now. It's like, what are you going to mention to me every day? I'm a little nervous. I'm kind of scared now. What is it? One Mikey19 says they brought back Orange Kitten and Purple Kangaroo in one episode. I haven't seen that one. I don't remember Orange Kitten or Purple Kangaroo at all. I literally do not remember those characters, and there could have been episodes I probably haven't seen, or maybe I've seen once. I don't know. I don't remember, but it probably would kind of... What am I trying to say? Probably, like, if I were to see it, it probably would be like, oh, I remember those characters. I don't know. Depends. But I don't really remember Orange Kitten and Purple Kangaroo. That must have been in a certain episode. I don't know. I wonder if they'll... you know what? I'm not even going to say the character's name, because I think I'm going to mess it up, and I don't want to do that. So, but, yeah, there was another cat that was in the show. It wasn't... Periwinkle? Was it Periwinkle? Periwinkle? I think. Maybe. I don't know. Put it down in the comments if I was right or wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I wonder if they're going to bring that character back. But anyway, let's continue. That's in reply to... Oh. Okay. All right. So that was in reply to 119. Mikey 19. Claude Kringa, I guess, says... Oh, shoot. I just lost. No. What the... Where am I? What Oh, okay. Now I got it. All right. So Claude Kringa says, what are your thoughts on Disney Plus? It's kind of another streaming service. It's not really anything special. I mean, I guess people are kind of treating it as if it's special because it's Disney, it's magical and all that. Like, it's just another streaming service. Periwinkle. Okay, I was right. Good. But yeah, it's just another streaming service, and like, it's nothing. I don't think it's anything that's special. Like not saying I don't like Disney Plus, but it's not like something I'm gonna go flock to because everyone else is doing it, because it's Disney. Like I'm not gonna flock to it because of that. So yeah. Christian Bennett, yeah, the original side, that's right, I did read that. The Funko Frog says Steven Universe Future is a separate spin-off season which will conclude the story. The regular show storyline ended with Change Your Mind. Okay, got it. That's cool. Not gonna watch it. Let's move on. Okay. I'm pretty sure you probably wanted an answer as to why I'm not really interested in watching the Steven Universe. I don't really know why, but I kind of ended up just losing interest in Steven Universe after a while. I don't know if it was after season 4, like if I was watching season 4. I think season 4, right? I don't know. Either way, I think it was like one of the seasons where I was watching it, and it was just like, it's just not doing it for me anymore, and I just kind of stopped watching it, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really have any interest in seeing the movie don't really have any interest in seeing Steven Universe future. It's not saying that the series is bad, obviously. I just don't care about it anymore. You know, I mean, like I just don't. You know, it's like it's just whatever to me now. I mean, I don't know. And I'm wondering if it's because I don't like Steven Universe as the character anymore, or I don't know. I couldn't tell you why I don't care for the show anymore. I don't know. It's kind of strange. Claude says Claude says, what are your thoughts on DuckTales and the She-Ra reboot if you have seen them? I've seen a few episodes of the DuckTales reboot, and I think it's pretty good. I obviously haven't seen any of the episodes of the previous DuckTales series, but it definitely does seem like it's holding up to it at least, or it seems like it's doing a pretty good job being its reboot, if that makes sense. As for She-Ra, haven't seen She-Ra, not interested in seeing She-Ra, haven't really heard good things about the series either, so it's like, Plus, I don't really watch a lot of Netflix either. I might, I don't know when, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, I might end up trying to check out the new Green Eggs and Ham series that they have on Netflix. I've been hearing some pretty good things about it so far, and I've seen like a scene from it, and I thought it was just like a animated storytelling of like the book, like, it'd be like, oh, you read the book and you actually kind of like how the Grinch Stole Christmas, that original cartoon short. I thought that's what it was going to be, but no, it's a series. And from what I see, the animation looks pretty good. I like the humor, liking the characters so far. So I'm definitely gonna try to check it out. Again, heard some pretty good things about it, so I'm pretty excited. Thoughts on Scar's inclusion and the whole storyline in the Lion Guard. I don't think I've watched a lot of season 2 when Scar was really in the show. Not that I remember. No, I didn't really watch a lot of season 2. I don't think. I think because of the whole situation with them airing, and I wasn't able to catch it, and this and yada yada yada. I was just kind of like, I give up. I can't watch it because it's not. I don't know. As for season 3, I was not able to see it. I mean, I could have, but I chose not to because it kept being fucking spoiled for me. Because I was I'm still a part of a group that heavily talks about the Lion King, and sometimes they talk about the Lion Guard. And you had these people who had the Disney Now app, I think, where you were able to watch episodes earlier before they air on TV. And they just kept spoiling major plot lines in the goddamn season. There were certain things that were like, okay, Kion gets a scar, and he fights whether he's evil or this, and yada yada yada, and then, I guess he whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's kind of a cool concept. But they start talking about who he gets with and who dies. Somebody dies in the 3rd season. Circle of life. That's literally what they said. They talk about who does and talk about certain other things. And it's like, and it's just like, and they talk about what Kion becomes at the end and where he lives now. And it's like, you're seriously just spoiling major plot lines for me. And it wasn't just them. It was YouTube as well. I would go on YouTube because I saw a couple of clips from the new season, and they just started spamming me in the recommendations of oh, this is what happens in season 3. It would literally say what happens in the title. I see the thumbnail and I'm like, how many more things are going to be freaking spoiled for me? So it's like, I gave up, and I'm not even going to try to see season 3, because I already know what happens. I know almost everything now. Not everything, I guess, but I know a majority of it, and it's like, what's the point? I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, because there's certain things I don't mind getting spoiled for me, but there's definitely certain other things where I'm like, yeah, don't spoil this for me. I want to watch it. I want to take it all in, yada, 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 and it's whatever. But it's crazy. Now, Claude, I think that's how you say. Sorry for butchering your name. Says, got any advice for people who want to get into acting? Well, if you want to get into acting, it definitely has to be something that you're passionate about. And if you really do want to get into acting, I highly recommend trying to take an acting class, whether it's in like school or if you're going to college, try to take an acting class there. If you're not in school, there's plenty of act. Well, this is in LA. I don't know about every other city, but if you have access to an acting class and if you can afford it, definitely. And if this is something you think you want to uh, put your foot in, I guess, into the acting realm, definitely try to get into a acting class because it'll teach you the basics on like script reading, cold read, character development, or kind of like getting into character and certain things. They'll also teach you like audition techniques. There's a lot that kind of goes into acting that I can't really talk about because it's a lot, but yeah, like if that's something you do want to try your hand at, maybe try taking some acting classes. Like that's one thing you can definitely try, and then see if that is something that is for you, something that you find fun to do. Um, so it's and definitely try to make connections with people. Like, if there's somebody like if you're getting into acting and you want to be in a play and somebody says, hey, there's a play that's casting, I know the casting director, blah blah blah, like it definitely will help out in the long run. But if you're one of those people who only want to be an actor so you can be on television and be famous, I guess you can do it, but it doesn't really sit well with me, I guess. Like I didn't become an actor so I can be on television. I literally became an actor because I thought it was fun. And it is fun. And and I do like telling stories in this medium, especially on stage. And I love making people laugh. Like I mean, when I do these productions at these elementary schools, teaching the kids about the safety of saving water and yada yada yada, I play like this ridiculously, I can't, not arrogant, but I kind of play like this foolish man, and my antics make everybody, all the kids, laugh all the time, and it's the best. I just love making the crowds laugh. Like I like playing the silly characters or the funny or the comedic relief, in these shows that I do. Just something I love to do. But yeah, that's kind of my advice or half advice, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, like definitely, take that into consideration when you think about it. I think I'm gonna take some last questions. Like I think the rest of the comments that we have now are gonna be the last ones I'm most likely gonna take because I am gonna try to end this stream because I do want to make dinner. So yeah. Anyway, so one Mikey 19 says Miraculous is on Netflix. Okay, all right, cool. Might try to check that out someday. Gil Graves or something, I don't know, says been a fan almost since the beginning. Guess you're talking about Blue's Clues? Are you talking about Blue's Clues or are you talking about me? I don't know. You probably were talking about Blue's Clues since you're talking about Bluey on Disney. I mean, yeah, Blue on. I think I talked about Bluey once on these live streams before. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's an interesting show. It is cute. It's definitely cute. The one thing that I definitely have to mention is that I've seen 2 episodes so far where everyone flosses. I am not kidding. I've seen 2 episodes where everyone freaking flosses, and it's so funny, and I'm like, oh my god, why? It's crazy because I thought the floss was dead, but it's not. Dabbing is dead, but flossing is still alive, I guess. I don't know. Maybe with kids, definitely, but I don't know. It's strange. But again, Bluey is it's a cute show. Northwestern Railway says, I mean, I would love. Okay, just the obligatory cutoff on YouTube for whatever reason, which might be telling me that it's time to end it. But I'm gonna continue answering some of these questions and whatnot. But as you were saying, I mean, I would love to be a writer or a storyboarder or a creator, whether it be live action or cartoon. However, it takes long for me to get there. It definitely will. It will. It's a lot easier said than done. I can definitely guarantee you that because being a storyboard, but not just that, but you have to have some certain writing skills to be a storyboard artist, of course. I mean, well, not writing, but you know what I mean. Writing a series that takes a long time to think about it. It's not the easiest thing to really kind of come up with the story on the top of your head and say, "Hey, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna do that," and yada yada yada. So it definitely does take a while. But if there's like an idea that you have that you think you could possibly make into a series or whatnot, maybe try to pursue it. You could try writing or whatnot. You know, like yeah, I kind of wish I could do. I mean, my mom has seen a couple of my writing. I guess like she's seen some of my scripts that I've done for this channel a couple of times, and she says that she thinks that I'm a good writer, and like think that I should definitely try to think about making a 10-minute play because I do these 10-minute plays with this theater company. They have like a 10-minute play festival where it's a 2-hour event, but each scene is about like 10 minutes. It's like it's different scenes, different intervals, all that stuff. So she wants me to think about, or possibly, kind of think about like maybe doing like my own 10-minute play, which is something I've been thinking about. I just don't know what to write about it. It might be, I don't know, like I might kind of make a story about like adoption or something since I was adopted as a kid, kind of like maybe make it, I don't know, like it really depends. Like I really kind of, or maybe somewhat of a reflection of how my life kind of was as an adopted child and foster care and yada yada yada. Like that's just stuff I'm throwing out there. It's definitely possible. I don't know. I have no idea, but that would kind of be interesting. But like like I don't know. Like it's because it kind of would be cool to be able to create something and say, hey, I created that. That's cool. So like that's interesting. But yeah, if that's definitely something you would like to do, try to pursue it. Like try to make your own stories and definitely try to work on it. Try to make it happen. Emiya just says, well, I don't have all the crayons, but yes, I do have 11 notebooks. Is it were the handy dandy notebooks, were they actually like the actual handy dandy notebooks, or were they just normal notebooks that you actually when you were a kid you called handy dandy? I'm curious. Claudia says, do you know about the new Disney cartoons Amphibia and the upcoming Owl House, and what are your thoughts? I think I might have only heard about Owl House once. That vaguely comes to mind, actually. As for Amphibia, I've heard about it. I've seen a couple of episodes. I haven't actually been watching the show. I don't know why. I mean, I think, like, sometimes with me, if I try to watch a show as it airs, like, say, like, oh, there's an episode that airs here, and it airs there, and it airs here, especially if it's story-driven. If I, like, miss the air dates and whatnot, I'm kind of, I feel as though, like, oh, I'm so behind on it right now. And it's like I don't try to catch up. It's a little weird, but that's kind of how I do things, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, from what I've seen of Amphibia, it looks pretty cool. It does definitely remind me of Gravity Falls. Kind of has that Gravity Falls vibe to it, or at least that's what from the episodes I've seen. Kind of seems like it. Glad to see Brenda Song's back. Like I missed her. Since she was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody playing London. It was so funny. So definitely glad that she made a comeback. So that's awesome. Northwestern Railway says that's mostly because CN forced the Crew universe to do filler episodes in the fourth season, infamously Walking Auto, which is why I kind of considered it the worst season. Season 5 does step things up, though. Okay. So maybe it was Season 4 where I definitely kind of just stopped watching the season. I mean, watching the series, because, yeah. Because if it was definitely... I mean, I didn't have a huge issue with filler episodes as much as everyone else did. It's just, I think, like, for certain people, it was... I mean, not certain people. For, like, certain episodes, it just wasn't doing anything for me. I don't know. Not only that though, but if I have to be honest with you, I was annoyed at Lapis. Like I was annoyed that Lapis became like a reoccurring character. I mean, I used to like her character. Like when we first saw her in the first episode, you know, she was interesting, and I was like, okay, I like this character. Hopefully, she makes a comeback. Yeah, she makes a comeback. She's monotone, boring. She's like, you know, always meh. She has like that meh expression on her face like most of the time. And it was like with the episodes I've seen with her in it, I'm just like, you're just a waste of animation at this point. You don't do anything. I mean, obviously she does stuff to further the story. We know more about her character, whatever. But after that, I was just like, I don't even care. Like, you know, I still don't like Lapis today. Like, it's, yeah, you know, I'm just like, nah, dude, I don't like you. That's all I can say. Um, Claude says, have you seen the Tangled series? No, I have not. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Seems a lot more epic than it should be, I guess. But yeah, haven't seen an episode of it yet. Might try to check it out, possibly. Maybe. Thoughts on the Casa Grandes? Seen a couple of episodes. It's pretty good, I think. You know, like it is somewhat similar to the Loud House, but it, you know, because of the family differences and everything, it can lead itself to different kinds of adventures, and that, you know, I do like it. So it's a pretty good series. Gil Krebs says, if I'm correct, the trailer for the Owl House just came out a couple of hours ago. Oh, okay. So definitely have to check that out. Emo Inuyasha says, it was like notebook merchandise. 3 of them are regular Joe notebooks. Yeah, I got 3 regular Joe notebooks by accident. I didn't remember what happened to whatever cameras I lost. I don't remember if there was much of a difference. Well, it might could have been a difference. Not even sure. Not really sure, to be honest. I don't really remember. Okay, so we got 2 questions, actually, from Claude. Again, I think you said yes, you are correct. Hopefully that was me saying I'm correct in the pronunciation of your name, because I don't know. But, and I do have to try to end the stream pretty soon. But your 2 questions are thoughts on My Little Pony ending. I don't really have much thoughts of it. I haven't watched the series for a while, you know, and I just wasn't really interested. I guess there were just certain episodes that I just didn't really care about watching, and then I was just like, yeah, I guess I'm just kind of tired. I don't know. It's weird, you know. Like I just stopped watching it, and so when it came to even the final season and the final episode airing, didn't even try to watch it. You know, like it just wasn't a priority of mine. I guess I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Speaking of My Little Pony, though, which was originally what this stream was going to be about, but they came out with a video, was it last week? I think it was last week, where it was kind of announcing like a new series, most likely Generation 4.5, and a new line of toys. I have to be honest with you, I freaking love that video because they decided to use Lizzo's song "Good as Hell," and it was so funny. I mean, it wasn't funny when I first heard it. I was like, wow, this is definitely interesting. But not just that, but like at the end of the video, you see the newer animated ponies, right? Definitely a different style, which a lot of people do not like. I personally don't mind them. I think they look fine. Maybe it's because I'm kind of used to that style, I guess, but I wasn't like, oh my god, that looks ugly, it's hideous, it's yada yada yada. I personally, if I gotta be honest, personally like them. Don't hate them. I think they're okay, you know? But at the end of the video, you have everyone from the main 6 literally lip sync the words, look good as hell. They don't even censor the freaking word. I mean, I get it. Hell is not really a huge bad word or whatnot, but like, parents most likely don't want any children's show to have the word hell in it. Trust me. But, you know, like it's funny to me that they have the characters lip sing the song "Good as Hell." So it's just funny to me. But I love it. I honestly, God, I love it. But everybody is so mad at it, and it's funny because I'm seeing all of these bronies that are so complaining about it, and they're also talking about how like, oh, the writing's gonna be terrible. It's blah blah blah. It's gonna be low quality, and it's like, how do you know the writing's gonna be garbage if the only thing you guys have seen was snippets of animation that was made for this goddamn video? It's like, how do you know if the writing's gonna be trash? Like, I mean, it's way to just jump to conclusions about something. I mean, we don't know, and then that's the thing that I've learned over the years of being a reviewer, is that you can't just look at something, right, and say, hold on, someone calling, scam, of course, but you can't look at something and say, oh my god, this is gonna be terrible, without fully, well, you know, just getting, like, say, a picture, because I've done that with, like, Clarence. I looked at, like, a picture of Clarence, and it was like, oh, coming soon to Cartoon Network. I looked at it, and I was like, oh my god, that looks awful. But then I started seeing trailers, started watching episodes, and I'm like, this show is actually not that bad. May not be the greatest show, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So, I mean, for me, when I see these people who are, like, so pissed at Hasbro and My Little Pony for coming out with this, I just find it so funny to me, because it's like, again, we've only seen a small piece of what it's going to be. We don't fully know what the show is, what the tone of the show is going to be. We don't know, so we can't really judge anything. You know what I mean? And another thing that I find funny about this is when you have bronies that are like, I'm never watching the series, bronies for forever, some shit like that. And it's like, the fact that they made grown men mad about this, I actually kind of like it even more for it. You know, because it's like, you're complaining about a series, which, the thing is, and this is something that bronies and people who are huge fans of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic series is still going to have to understand, that even though they knew that there was a huge grown male fan base, you know, with My Little Pony, they knew about the bronies and stuff like that, and they somewhat kind of started catering to them, I think, in the later seasons. Still making it for little girls, but also throwing in certain things for the bronies as well. Even with that in mind, this is still a franchise for little girls. So they're still going to make choices based on what, you know, basically to target their demographic, which is little girls. So, yeah, they know that there were bronies for the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic series, but they're not going to change everything just because they know they had bronies. Their targeted demographic is still little girls, so they're still going to cater towards little girls. So, if little girls like this new series, My Little Pony Pony Life, then they're good. They're good with that, you know? They probably don't really care that much about the bronies after that, which I don't blame them, because the bronies are fucking nuts sometimes. You know, like, I think I've heard, I don't know if that's true, if it's confirmed, but I think I've heard, like, a couple of bronies were even harassing Hasbro, or people who were working on the new G4, the new Pony Life series. I think they were, like, threatening them or something. It was the same thing that happened when Hasbro announced Equestria Girls. Like, I remember making a video about it, talking about when bronies were threatening the workers of DHX Media for making Equestria Girls. And I'm like, okay, you guys have gone way too far. Absolutely ridiculous. Your slogan is love and tolerate. But, where's the love and where's the tolerance for new things? I guess I don't know. I mean, it's like I just found it laughable and hypocritical for a lot of stuff that they were doing. You know, so I don't know if they were basically attacking or threatening Hasbro or whatever because of this new Pony Life series, but it's like, I just, you know, if they were, then that's a huge reason as to why I only was a brony for like 1 month. I was like, not in the fandom, don't want to be in the fandom. They are way too ridiculous for me. And I still find it as such today. Now, before I move on to the other question that you asked, which was about the Star versus ending. when I see these people, like there was this one person that made a video, and the title was like, "Is My Little Pony Pony Life an example of another series going the Teen Titans Go route?" And I'm like, really? We don't know what the series is, what it's about. I mean, I think we kind of know what it's about. It's kind of like a slice of life thing, but we still don't know the tone of it either. And it's like you're already comparing it to Teen Titans Go, just based off of these small snippets of animation that we've seen of the main six in that video. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, I know they've released a couple of pictures of the series as well, but still, we don't have a full trailer of the series. We don't know what it's going to be. We have no idea what it's going to be. It may not even be close to being like a Teen Titans Go type of cartoon. We don't know. So when I see people instantly kind of saying, "Oh, it's a Teen Titans Go ripoff" or whatever, I'm like, you guys are just so quick to judge it like that. It's ridiculous. And it's like, I don't know. Because like for me, again, my philosophy is to not judge something before I see a trailer, and I can't judge anything fully before I've actually seen the show or movie or whatever. So even with the Emoji Movie, even though I know that the movie's dumb, and I'm like, I've seen a couple reviews and I'm like, oh god, this is awful. If I want to make my own, like, voice my own opinions about the movie as a whole, I gotta watch it. I can't just base my opinions based off of everyone else saying it's garbage. You know, I gotta watch it for myself and say, yeah, this is garbage. You know what I mean? So that's, so that's kind of like what I've been doing. And I wish people would kind of just follow that a lot more. Instead of looking at a picture or a tiny snippet of animation and be like, oh my god, this looks awful. I mean, obviously, if something clearly looks like it's trash or doesn't even look like breadwinners or whatnot, like fine, but I don't know. It's that's kind of my gripe when it comes to some of these people's reactions. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it is. So Glady says thoughts on Star versus ending. I watched a 2-hour video that someone posted about how Star versus the Forces of Evil went downhill during season 3. And I didn't originally think that, to be honest with you, but after watching that video and noticing a lot of things that they've done, a lot of inconsistencies with the story, and, certain things that they've done that I had to admit I didn't agree with, I ended up saying, yeah, they definitely kind of messed up the series in season 3. And season 4 was, it was something. I think the reason why I still really enjoyed the series was mainly because, it was still comedic, but the story just wasn't really all that good anymore. The thing that honestly pissed me off about Star Versus was, when they ended up doing Kelko, right? When they paired Kelly and Marco together. And, that was a couple I kind of did want to get together because of that one episode where I guess, they kind of spent some time together, or, they shared Marco's jacket and watching some sort of phenomenon in the sky, I think. I thought that was cute, and I was like, okay, I think they probably would make a good couple, But, it didn't happen in season 3. They finally ended up doing it in season 4, and it was, 2 episodes where they were together, and then, off-screen, they break up. And I'm like, what the hell? Why did you have these two get together in the first place if you weren't even going to have them last for, that long? It was... That honestly got me upset. And then, when I started hearing about, or started noticing, certain things Star was doing, or how she was treating Tom, and, them apparently teasing Tomko? I guess that was a tease that the creators were doing, which I don't know why, because we all knew that wasn't going to happen. But, yeah, when you really think about it, it did definitely just become a whole, teenage love drama story. Love triangle or love trapezoid, maybe, I don't know, but, it was, I was definitely blind to it when I was first watching it, but there were, Or even when, like, in the ending, when Star just decided, I'm going to end the magic. I'm like, there has to be a different way. And then at the end of the episode, when they did end up getting rid of the magic and everything went back to normal, and um Mandy, I think that's her name. Like, I think that's her name, Mandy. You know, she was the one that tried to destroy all the monsters and stuff like that. She didn't even get in trouble. She just, said, "Oh, I got some more ideas," and ran off. And I'm like, are you guys literally not going to arrest her, put her down in jail? I don't freaking care if what you call it? I don't care if there's no more magic or whatever, and she can barely do anything. She didn't face any repercussions for the crap she did. Like, what the hell? And none of the Mumins that destroyed parts of the town face any repercussions for what they did either. I'm like, what? It was just ridiculous. I didn't like, like, at first, when I first saw it and first taking it in, I was like, oh my god, this was an awesome ending. But then when I really started to look into it, especially watching that 2-hour video, started realizing certain inconsistencies, I'm like, yeah, they definitely messed this show up. Yeah, and I also started realizing how much I started to really dislike Marco after season 3, or during season 3. Like, it was, and then there was that whole scene where, Marco and Star finally admitted that they liked each other and kissed each other, and then Marco said, "From the beginning, I liked you," and I'm like, what about, what's her name, Jackie? Yeah, what about Jackie? She existed. You liked her ever since you were a freaking toddler. And now you're saying that ever since the beginning, ever since you first met Star, you had a crush on her while still crushing on Jackie? Are you serious? They just completely messed up the show. And I was just like, damn, it's insane. And maybe there was a reason why Disney XD doesn't air the show anymore. Like, even with the ending that Amazing What a Gumball had, they still air the crap out of that show. With Star Versus, they don't air it anymore, which is insane. It's like, Christ. But yeah, they definitely, like, after watching that, and it just didn't sit well with me anymore. Like, I still like season 1 and 2, but season 3 and 4 now, definitely, again, after all that stuff was pointed out to me, is like, yeah, they definitely messed up. 100%. Northwestern Railway says, okay, so we got a couple of comments here. Those will literally be the last ones, and then I'm gonna end the stream. He says, yeah, I told you my show, I'm considering pitching in the future. I think I do remember that. Before, actually, well, one of them, but if you remember, but I'm going, yeah, I gotta be honest, don't really, remember a crap ton about, because I think you talked about it like a while ago. I don't remember how long ago it was that you told me about it. But don't worry, I won't say anything about it, because I can't. Even if you tell me the pitch again, I won't tell anybody about it, because that's how you do in business. Like, in the world of Hollywood, you know what I mean. But I'm gonna say I really want to go for a fantasy and action show. Yeah, that would be definitely be pretty cool. My show would probably end up being like a slice of life, I guess. I don't know, because I don't really make complex stories, not much, but I think it would most likely be kind of like a slice of life type thing, maybe, I don't know. And then he says, I don't care about G4, Generation 4.5, never was really going to watch anything after G4 anyway, but I just hope it's at least as good as Be Cool Scooby-Doo or Sonic Boom if they're going for comedy. Which one was Be Cool Scooby-Doo? Was it that cartoon that kind of looked like it was a Family Guy cartoon? If it was that one didn't really sit well with me. Even though I didn't really watch the series that much, just didn't sit well. Mainly because I didn't have Boomerang at the time. I still don't have Boomerang, so I wasn't able to watch it anyway. But I definitely didn't like the style of that show. Like, it just looked ugly to me. But even with some of the clips I saw, I was just like, I don't know. I mean, maybe the show is definitely a little better than what it looks like, but I just couldn't get over that design. I was like, it's just not my thing. It's like, And the animation. I didn't really like the animation either, but again, yeah, I don't the show may be a whole lot better than what it looks like and what I'm thinking it is, but yeah. I don't know. Says, so are you a brony? No, I am not. I am not. And I never will be again. I may have watched the series and stuff, but I quickly pulled myself out of that freaking fandom just like that. Because it was too crazy for me. I didn't like how the bronies were acting when it came to certain things. So I was like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this fandom. I refuse. And then when I started seeing a lot of cringy stuff coming out of the fandom, I'm like, yeah, I pass. Kayla Wilson says, after all my years of watching your channels, your rants were my favorite. Thank you. I'm glad that somebody really likes my rants. Eventually, I'll probably end up going back to that, but again, that kind of depends on like the whole situation with YouTube and Kappa and all that stuff. Well, you never know. And Claudia says Eclipsa saved it. Eclipsa saved. Oh, you mean yeah? You know what? That's right. Eclipsa definitely did save the show. The one thing that that did kind of, well, I won't say it bothered me, I guess, but like, I don't know, like what I didn't really like, especially in season 4, were the Mumins, because like they really did not like the monsters. Like I mean, obviously, I'm sure that was supposed to be like a reflection of racism and like certain things like that, but it's like I just what. I just didn't really like how the Mumins didn't even try to befriend the monsters. Like the monsters were kind of trying to befriend the Mumins, and trying to like they were trying to get along and just live a normal life and all that kind of stuff. They didn't want any harm. They didn't want any of this and whatnot. But the Mumins were just so freaking stubborn. And even after the episode where you saw the kids playing, like it was called Cornball, I think, and you saw like the kids, Mumin kids and monster kids playing together, not even caring that they're different from each other. I thought, like what I was expecting was that, these adult Mumins were going to see that and they were going to be like, wow, you know what? Maybe there is, maybe we can all get along. And these two, and stuff like that. But then they kept bickering, and I'm like, okay, you Mumins are assholes. I don't fucking care about you guys. And then Moon, like, seemingly freaking trusted Eclipsa, but then turns her back on her and starts to, make this entire army destroying everything. And it's like, you're an asshole. You're not redeemable after that, So, yeah. You're a bitch. It's like, nope, you're completely done in my book. But yeah, Eclipsa was probably the most likable character throughout the series. That and the King. I don't know. I don't know his name. It's not coming up in my head right now. But the King, or the King, so-called King, it was my favorite episode. But I mean, favorite character of the series, of the season. But but yeah. So it's definitely kind of that interesting thing. Simo Bobso says, I'm not one myself, but you seem to talk about it a lot. Not really. I haven't talked about the series in a very, very long time. Like, this is like probably one of the first times I've talked about it in a long time. Like, even when I used to have like a pony avatar, like I didn't even talk about the series all that much, because I don't watch it, don't really care about it, it's definitely interesting, so I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I don't really talk about the series that much, and I don't really plan on doing that. The Northwestern Railway says, just in time, you're coincidentally ending the stream when I get to eat dinner. Wow, that, I guess somehow we just made that, we just planned that perfectly. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the end of the questions. Thank you guys for joining this stream, for the ones that were definitely, that came and went and stayed for the entire time. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna have a stream next week. That might end up happening. But eventually we will go back to doing some videos. I may want to talk about like either, I don't know. Again, with this whole COPPA situation, I don't really know what kind of videos I'd make now. I can still do certain rants though, but like I might end up just like going away from doing cartoon reviews and cartoon rants altogether. That might end up having to happen. And if the freaking Reddit videos are safe from the FTC's wrath, I might move to doing those. I really have no idea, but yeah, but you know, like that depends. But eventually we will most likely, have some more videos coming out maybe in a couple of weeks. I don't know. That's not a promise, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna have a stream next week. Which, if I do not have a stream next week, just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully, it's a good holiday for you guys next week. And yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Thank you so much for all of your questions and everything like that. I really do like doing these streams with you and interacting with you. It's a lot of fun for me. And hopefully it's a lot of fun for you watching me doing the streams as well. So, yeah. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. And this has been your boy, Joshua. And remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.